What's up, guys? Welcome. Today I am studying TIDES. You know TIDES Physiotherapy? It's 12th edition. I am studying chapter 2. Name of the chapter is Causes of Disease. So, what's a disease? As book says, by definition, disease is an abnormal state of body, okay, which may concern structure and or function of body part or of whole body, okay. So disease is an abnormal state of body which may concern structure and or function of body part or whole. Okay. So disease could be broadly said to be permanent or temporary. For example, temporary disease is anything like cold, flu, and permanent disease may could be like some heart disease, atherosclerosis, cancer, in which lead to death or some permanent disability or something like that. So when a disease happen, it sometimes leads to mm, some abnormalities, and there are many words which are interchangeably used for such abnormalities. Number one is impairment. So what is impairment? Impairment is a defect in structure and or defect in function and or loss of body part. So what is impairment? Impairment is a defect in structure and or defect in function, or it could be a loss of body part. Okay. Let me tell you, say that again. Diseases may result into three things. These are three any abnormality, and these abnormalities are called as impairment, sometimes disability, sometimes called as handicap. So I'm telling you what is impairment. Impairment is a defect in structure and or defect in function or a loss of body part. So I have already repeated it 3 times. Now what is disability? Disability is loss or reduction of function. Loss or reduction of function. If the person is not able to do the function properly or not able to do the function at all. So what is handicap? Handicap is a person who is disadvantaged by disability. Some disability has happened to somebody and he is not able to do something, then we will call that kind of that kind of person is called as handicap. There are so many new terms which has come up for handicap, like physically challenged, especially abled. Okay. So these are three things. Let me repeat it again as fast as I can. Disease may result into three things. Number one is impairment. Number two is disability. Number three is handicap. Actually, disease result into an abnormalities, and abnormalities are usually called interchangeably. These three words are used to describe such abnormalities. So impairment, disability, and handicap. And impairment is, what is an impairment? Tell me. A defect in structure and or defect in function or loss of body part. And what is disability? Loss or reduction in of function. What is handicap? Handicap is a person who is disadvantaged by some kind of disability. Now let's come to disease classification. Disease are classified into two types: the congenital disease and an acquired disease. As these names are self-explanatory, what are congenital diseases? These are of three types. These are inherited, genetic, or in utero developmental diseases. Okay. So congenital diseases are three types. Inherited means these are the diseases which may be autosomal dominant or recessive. The former giving the example is Huntington, Chorea, for example, and some type of sex linked diseases such as uh, DMD, Duchenne muscle dystrophy, and hemophilia. Hemophilia is very common. These are inherited diseases which we get from our parents. It either comes from uh, it comes from chromosomes, sometimes from uh, sometimes from father, sometimes from mother, sometimes due to combination of their chromosomes. Okay, then the next is genetic disease. These may be inherited, or there may be an accidental abnormality in genes. Okay, so genetic diseases can be inherited from parents also, and uh, these may also result of accident, like Down syndrome. Okay, in Down syndrome there is genetic error in genetic material transmitted by one parent, but the error does not exist in the cells of the parent. So next is in utero developmental diseases. These are important. If the it happens like due to some drug action or some virus or some other causes, if there is some problem occurs when when the child is still in the womb of his or her mother, uh, then at that time there is some developmental problem within uterus. When the child is still in uterus, fetus is in uterus, then such defects are called as in utero developmental defects or congenital diseases. And these also come under congenital diseases. Congenital diseases, by the way, why congenital diseases are called as congenital diseases? Because these are diseases present at birth. So these are of three types: inherited, genetic, and in utero developmental diseases. Inherited diseases are which we inherit from our parents. Genetic are either inherited from our parents, or there are some abnormalities happening in genes before birth, when we are in uterus of our mother. So and the third one is in utero developmental diseases. These are this may occur due to any cause which hinder the development of fetus before birth. Okay, let's move to acquired diseases. Second type of diseases, acquired diseases. These are the diseases which we usually see all around us. These are either infection, degeneration, dietary injury, and few others also. So what is infection? Infection could be of what? Bacteria, virus, fungal. These kind of infections come under infectious diseases. Then next is degeneration, like osteoarthritis due to degeneration and aging. Then dietary diseases. Under this comes deficiency diseases like vitamin C deficiency, calcium deficiency. Can somebody tell me what is the disease name which happens due to deficiency of calcium? Right, osteoporosis. Okay. Then there are the diseases which occur by injuries, like like bone fractures, like brain injury, head injury occurring during road traffic accidents, like that. Then the last one is other. In other comes, there are some diseases for which the causes are not known. For example, here in this book it is written certain conditions of circulatory system fall under this heading. For example, atherosclerosis may be partly due to incorrect diet, but other factors have been suggested such as stress, inadequate exercise, smoking. Diseases with no known causation may be termed idiopathic. For example, idiopathic scoliosis. So in under the category of other acquired diseases comes idiopathic diseases. Idiopathic diseases are diseases which cause of those diseases are not known. And then diseases which are not only dietary, then there are other reasons for those diseases also, like uh, obesity. Excess of eating is one reason, but lack of physical activity is other reason. Then there are few diseases which comes because of sedentary lifestyle, dietary, smoking, alcohol, so many things in combined. So all those diseases come under other acquired diseases. Okay. So guys, this is all. I have tried to make this chapter as simple as possible. I have done I have spent quite a long time to study the chapter and making these notes, which I am sharing with you. And under this chapter, information is left, which I'll be covering in next video. Otherwise, this video will be very long. If you want to leave now, you can leave. Otherwise, I am just going to repeat everything which I studied right now. So, first of all, disease. What is disease? By definition, as per book, it is written an abnormal state of body which may concern the structure and or function of a part of body or whole body. Abnormal state of body which may concern structure and or function of part of body or whole body. This is by definition. And diseases may result into many problems. Many sometimes lead to abnormalities, which are these abnormalities are sometimes called as impairments. So what is impairment? Impairment is a defect in structure and or defect in function or loss of body part. Sometimes abnormalities caused by diseases are called as disability. So disability is loss or reduction in function. What is handicap? Handicap is a person disadvantaged by disability. There are few new words for handicap also, which are much better. And then comes disease classification. Diseases are classified into two groups in this chapter. Number one is congenital, number two is acquired. Congenital diseases are of three types. Congenital diseases are those diseases which are present on birth, at the time of birth. So these are of three types: inherited diseases, genetic diseases, and in utero developmental diseases. Inherited, which we inherit from our parents. Genetic is either inherited from parents or there is some genetic abnormalities happen when we are in the womb of our mother. So, and in utero developmental diseases, anything which caused which altered the normal development of human baby inside the womb is in utero developmental diseases, which also comes under congenital diseases, because this is also happening before birth of the child. Then acquired diseases. In acquired diseases, the most common is infectious diseases, which we see all around us, like viral infections, bacterial infections, fungal infections. And then degeneration diseases, which occurs with age, like degeneration of body, like osteoarthritis. Then there are dietary diseases, which is either deficiency diseases, like vitamin C deficiencies, like osteoporosis, osteomalacia. And then there are injuries which are also acquired diseases, like road traffic accidents, other kind of injuries. Then other acquired diseases are idiopathic. Under other acquired diseases comes idiopathic diseases, for which causes are not known, or the diseases which include many things, like dietary causes, degeneration, also sometimes wrong habits. All those things lead to one to a disease, then that will also come under other disease. That's all for today. Video is already very long. uh, hope you will like it. It's quite long, but